All right, today we're going to talk to you about opener number 8, alternative reality learning, and it's all about creating a virtual world to provide students a different way of learning. So I'm going to turn it over to Dakota, and he's going to explain to you how to get your virtual world set up.
Alright, so one of the things that was covered in this opener was a website called SecondLife. And SecondLife, pull it up here on the internet, SecondLife.com. And what it is a website that allows you to go into a new world, a virtual world, however you want to create it. And a lot of destinations are already created. So once you download the software, you just click Launch SecondLife, and it will allow you to create an avatar that you can navigate that new virtual world with. So it's going to put you in your home destination here, and this is our avatar, and we're moving around. These are other avatars in here. And you can walk and run and just explore these worlds, these whole virtual worlds. And you can fly around if it's a little easier to navigate that way. And you can look at all this stuff. Well, Second Life was originally intended to provide a virtual learning environment for university classes. So it actually started at Harvard. And so what we can do is type in a university here, like Stanford is a good one. And we can teleport to Stanford. Let it load, and then here we are in Stanford's virtual world. Now it can be modeled after the actual campus, or they can kind of do whatever they want with it. But the point of this virtual Stanford world is to provide a virtual classroom. So let's go find us a classroom. Still waiting for it to load here. Alright, so people can come in and create their own little houses and things like that, but this is what we're interested in here. What Harvard did and Stanford is they created these virtual classrooms. So there's even chairs here where your avatar can sit, and another avatar with the professor, the teacher, or the lecturer can even put their own presentations up. And then you as the avatar can watch as the professor changes slides and talks to you, and you can have face-to-face interactions and office hours and all kinds of different things like that. And the interesting thing about that is anyone can do this, anyone in the public. It's free, and you can just audit any of these classes virtually. And that's the big innovation with Second Life. Now there are other things that you can do with it at the K through 12 level as well. So let's say, for example, you're a high school student in a history class and you're learning about the Holocaust. Well, you don't really like to read the textbook, so you can enter Second Life and you can learn about the Holocaust that way, through a virtual world. So you just go to your destination guide, type in the Holocaust, and there's the Holocaust Memorial Museum right there. It has its own world. So your avatar gets teleported into this virtual Holocaust museum world. And there's the museum right there.
That's what it would be if I had. Well, it's free. It was $4.
So we just move our avatar and we walk on into the museum. And this is actually modeled after the actual Holocaust building. You walk in and there's different things that you can do in here. You can look at all these primary and secondary sources on the walls, and there are things that you can do as a student, little events that you can do, like if I click on this little folder, it'll give me some notes and things to read. So right now we're learning about Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass. And then it opens up this wall where I can actually walk on the streets and see what it would have looked like on the Night of Broken Glass. And you can see This is modeled after a World War II era city. On the night of broken glass, all the broken glass everywhere. The Jewish shops were destroyed. There's graffiti, and you can just really get a sense of cultural immersion here.
You can go up to different graffitis and to different signs. If we go up to the signs up here, get back out here. We go up to the signs like in the center, and we go. They're in German, but if you click on them, it can end up. It'll help you. It can translate them into English, so you understand what the posters would have looked like in German, and then translate it to English.
You can see the propaganda here, the different publications and things that would have been everywhere at the time. Political cartoons, things like that. It's a really good tool for immersion. You can go into these buildings and all that.
All right, now let's say I'm a teacher, and I'm a science teacher, and I'm trying to figure out a new way to teach, jet propulsion or anything to do with space to my students. So I can go into my search button, and I can type in NASA, and I hit search. And first thing that comes up is NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So I click on it, and it's actually modeled after their California Institute of Technology. So I'm going to hit teleport. And now what I'm going to be doing as a teacher, before I have my students go to this site, I'm going to walk around and check it out to check for quality of the information that's on here to make sure that it's a credible source for my students to come learn for. So as it loads, I'm kind of trolling around. Okay, but you can see up here it talks about the Genesis mission, bad landing, good recovery, great mission. So if I wanted my students to learn about that mission, I could have them come to this area. Or maybe NASA is giving some sort of speech with their avatars. So I can tell my students the certain time that NASA's avatars would be up here talking. They could come, and just like Dakota showed you at Stanford, you can have a seat in one of these chairs and listen in to what NASA's reporting on. So this is a great way for teachers to find new and differentiated ways to teach content to their students. Now, some potential issues we've noticed with Second Life is if your students are created their avatars, sadly when they get into the homepage of Second Life, there's many adult-themed places that they can go, which would be very inappropriate for them to be on and could get them in trouble. So our suggestion to Second Life would be, as you can see over here to the right, it talks about Second Life Premium gives you more privacy, and they can go and it puts them in certain adult situations that your students aren't ready for. If Second Life could find a way to filter the dirty stuff out, I think it would make it much more credible for teachers to use in the classroom.
So this was our presentation on Curtis Bonk's opener number 8, virtual reality learning.